Hello and welcome to Video Revealed. I'm Colin Smith. Let's look at conforming, which is converting variable frame rate footage in Adobe Premiere Pro. Variable frame rate footage. Oh boy, this can definitely be a problem. If you have the option to not shoot variable frame rate, do that, because variable frame rate can cause issues, especially with syncing audio. And this is not a problem with Premiere Pro. This is just an issue with taking a format that's not meant to be edited, variable frame rate, and editing it. Bringing it into Premiere Pro, you have to compromise. It doesn't matter what you use, Final Cut, Resolve, Avid, you compromise. You have to convert this to a constant frame rate if you're editing this. And I'll show you the choices in Premiere Pro. I'll also show you exporting out of Handbrake, the final version in Handbrake, and Shutter Encoder, two popular applications to convert footage. Now, before I go on, I really have to thank our subject for today's tutorial.
I'm Ishan K, thank you to TNT.
There are some important things to understand about converting footage. First of all, you don't have the original anymore. So if you're going to link back to that original or anytime, consider the original gone. Once you've converted it, you're moving to a different format, a different clip. It's better to do this as quickly as possible. Get it out of the way, convert it, and then now you're using a new clip. But there are some things to take into account. Now I've got copious notes here, and I have to say thanks to Ben Insler and Mitch Wood at Adobe, where I checked all this stuff and made sure everything was correct as far as understanding how variable frame rate works in Premiere Pro. So I'm going to be looking at my notes a lot. Basically what happens is when you're shooting, especially on a phone, and I shot this test footage thanks to the folks at TNT Boxing Academy. This is a Galaxy S21 Plus. I shot 4K HDR at, apparently it was 2997, but it's variable frame rate. Let me just show you how you can check that. There's two ways that you can check if something is variable frame rate. And if you don't even have Premiere Pro, you can use media info. So this is the clip here. And if I just open this up, I'm playing this back here on the desktop. But you can use media info, which is a free application. And you can tell right here, variable. And it says the frame rate's 2997, but the minimum can be as little as 15 and the maximum up to 30. So the phone is constantly ramping up and down that frame rate. And when you play this back, whatever player you're using is matching that ramping up and down. So it seems like it's smooth. But once you get this to a constant frame rate, now you're gonna have to make some choices. In Premiere Pro, that's the original footage there. If you right-click on that and choose Media File Properties, you can see right there, variable frame rate detected. Tells me what it's supposed to be, but it's supposed to be a frame rate of 2995, which seems odd. But now you know that it's variable frame rate. And this is choosing, on my phone, choosing 2997 or 30 frames a second. So once you get this into Premiere Pro, now Mitch was saying, I'm just going to double click on this and open this up in the source monitor. And I'm in the Essentials workspace. I've tweaked mine and I call mine home base, but this is the source monitor. When you double click on a clip, in the effects controls, there's two sections in here. There's the effects controls and then the source clip effects. And this source clip effects here, you can see that I've got some settings for this. And I've got two choices: preserve audio sync and smooth video motion. Now, Premiere Pro is only supposed to show that stuff in the source effects if it doesn't know what to do, but it did this for all of my Galaxy footage. So I'm going to read my notes exactly on each one of these. So preserve audio sync. This option decodes the source so that the audio and video are in sync. To accomplish this, the decoder adds or drops video frames. This may result in less smooth motion in the video. This is the default for all variable frame rate sources with audio. So that's the way Premiere Pro is going to treat variable frame rate when it's imported if there's audio. The other option, smooth video motion. The option decodes all available frames in the source and does not make any effort to maintain AV sync. This results in smoother motion in the video. You can choose this setting if you're doing motion graphics work and care about getting all the available frames. If Premiere Pro does not detect any audio, this option becomes the default. I'll show you in these examples where frames are being dropped and blended, both in Handbrake and in Shutter Encoder. They have to. It's impossible to stick all of those frames in each second without dropping it in, okay? Because, well, you can if you don't care about audio. You can keep all the frames, but the audio will be out of sync, or the audio in sync and it's going to drop frames. So here's what I did. I changed this and exported out two different versions. So I exported out a preserve audio sync. Go. So that's what this one looks like. And remember, I'm recording the screen with Camtasia, so there's going to be a little bit of leeway there about how it's working. So this is smooth motion. Smooth motion. Okay, then I put these two side by side on the timeline. So on the left is preserve audio, and on the right is smooth video motion. Now I'll go to full screen and play this. And they're both starting at the beginning. And preserve audio sync is in the left ear, smooth video motion is in the right ear if you want to listen to that. So it's looking pretty good, but you can see right here, see how far the glove is. So there is a difference on how it's being treated. There the glove is completely gone in smooth video motion and still in preserve audio sync. And I noticed a couple of other things here. So we'll jump to my marker and let's look at this. So the space between here, I use this as a guide, the end of the glove to where the bag was. And you can see that's where it shows. This is the exact same measurement. I just moved it over horizontally. And then just to illustrate how far the glove changed, this is a straight line showing how different that is between those two. And then again, I spotted another big difference here. I was measuring the difference between the side of his face and the edge of that window. Again, this is the exact same shape, and you can see the difference here is really, it's not changing the shape of the frame, it's changing which frame finally ended up at that point, which there's 19 and there's 18 in the video. And if I move between here, all right. Lastly, here's the original Handbrake and Shutter Encoder. I did the exact same thing. So the original, I am using Preserve Audio Sync live. So if I open this up, I'm using this. So this is a source effect. So it's changed throughout this project. So whatever I choose here, if I've used this clip 4 or 5 times, all of them will change. But this is live, this is the original changing to that. And I also wanted to show the audio. If we look here, so that's the original, that's Handbrake. Ooh, make this a bit smaller. And that's Shutter Encoder down here. And you can see Handbrake may be a tiny bit off, but Shutter Encoder and the original. But watch what happens when I go to the end. As each one of these applications is interpolating things different, dropping and blending frames and making choices, the audio is going to change between these. So look at this. I'll go to where I have some spikes here again. So remember, this is the original here, Handbrake, and look at the difference here with Shutter Encoder. And that's, if I move, it's almost 3 frames. So if we go back to looking at the picture here, and I had some markers as an example. So this is off by 2 frames. It's interesting that you can watch the counter interpolate. So you can see the ghosted numbers here. That's how this frame blending is going on. It's ghosting some of these as it's dropping and choosing, because on the original and on Handbrake and Shutter Encoder, they're choosing to keep the audio in sync. And here we are, 29. So almost off by 2 frames between these. The other thing I wanted to show here on this one is look at this. Look at the difference at this point. This is Handbrake, he's hitting the bag. Premiere Pro almost hitting the bag and way back there. 24, 25, 23 on the frames. So I don't think there's a right or wrong here. It's just these are the options that you have within these 3 applications. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is just counting the frames. So I'm going to start at 50 seconds. I'm hitting the right arrow, so I'm going frame at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're at 8, 8, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, this 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 16, 16, and 15. So I'll play all 3 of these back. Handbrake, I couldn't get it to understand the HDR. I don't know why. So there are some examples of what happens, and you have to make a choice. It's not like you can just throw your hands up and leave it. If you're playing it back original, it's going to stay variable frame rate. But in any kind of editing environment, you're going to have to make a choice, and Adobe gives you those options of whether frame accuracy or second accuracy is more important and how much it's going to change. Do your own tests. I used this example. I went and shot over at TNT Boxing Academy because I wanted to have a visual reference of sound and picture over and over again, because you saw how different that changed over time. And then I stuck my slate, which by the way is not a real slate. It's just a tablet playing back a video that I built inside Premiere Pro to emulate a slate. But that slate did give me real frame reference timing. And you could see the example here. You have to do something. You have to make a choice. You have to conform. But you can do these choices yourself. Export out, remember in Premiere Pro, change, preserve audio or smooth motion. Export them out, bring them back in, play them side by side and compare them, and you make the choice. Hey, if you're new to Video Revealed and you found this informative, take a moment and subscribe. You want to support us some more, you can do that on VideoRevealed.com/shop. Donate once or monthly, like all of our wonderful, amazing donors. Thanks to all of you. We really do appreciate that. Till next time, I'm Colin Smith, and it's my job to go down to the local gym and get some shots. And thanks again to the folks at TNT, and show you exactly all the options you have when working with variable frame rate.